I'm Bobby Burton, joined by Jerry Hamilton. This is this episode of On Texas Football's Talkin' Ball, sponsored by Dr. Brett Robin of Austin Orthopedic Institute. Jerry Hamilton, we had a long day at the SEC Media Days today. It was a lot of fun at the same time. I got to talk to a lot of interesting people. We had a long conversation with Craig Way. We talked with Brooks Austin this morning about Tyler Atkinson, as well as his thoughts on Arch Manning. I talked with a couple other guys as well. All in all, Jerry, interesting first day coming out of Atlanta here.
Yeah, it was. It's Pat McAfee's on TV right now at the Home Run Derby. Beyonce's in concert. There's a lot going on in Atlanta right now. That's for sure. But tomorrow's a big day. Obviously, Kirby Smart's about 10 a.m. Sark's about 4 p.m. It'll be Arch Manning time, Anthony Hill, Michael Taft. It's a big day, too, for the SEC Media Days. But I think my takeaway before we get to what everybody wants to talk about, which if you were a member of OnTexasFootball.com, you would have read my post this morning on recruiting, is the takeaway was everybody's a believer in Texas. I don't think it's hype with media. We talked to a lot of people today, and I don't think this is hype. Now, Arch Manning is going to reach a certain level of hype. But with the Texas team, I don't think it's hype. I think everybody believes in what they think Texas can be this season.
We talked about it with a lot of folks today, and it was they questioned last year whether or not Texas was good enough on the lines of scrimmage to compete in the Big 12. Every single person we talked to, well, that has been answered. And that question is no longer valid even at all, Jerry, excuse me. And I think that the reason that we say that is quite simple. I mean, Texas, other than Georgia, did not have a lot of problems with the lines of scrimmage against any other SEC team last year. And we'll see what happens this year. But to your point, Matt Hutchison, our producer, is going to put a little video up here. The comment, we didn't mean to bury the lead here, but moments ago, about 7 o'clock Central, Tyler Atkinson announced that he was going to make his decision tomorrow on the Pat McAfee show between Texas, Georgia, Clemson, and Ohio State. Jerry, your thoughts on this young man? It's someone we've been tracking, 475 tackles as a high school in 3 seasons. 475 tackles. One of the ranked the top player in the state of Georgia this year by most experts. Just a tremendous all around player. He announces tomorrow Texas is a finalist, and frankly, we think Texas has a real shot here.
Yeah, I said as much on TexasFootball.com. That was up this morning. If you aren't a member, you should go over there. And I also put some stuff on Cooper out as well. But yeah, look, this is a great football player. Look, I went to see him last year when I went to see Nick Brooks at Grayson when I was kind of making my rounds through Georgia and Florida. And I just came away saying this is an easy 5-star ranking on a prospect. Look, he's got the size. Look at his closing speed's ridiculous. He's got arm length. He is a contact play over guy. He's got that contact physicality. He is productive. I'm going to use a rankings comparison thing that's not a linebacker. You know what he is? Like, some people were a little hesitant to rank Cedric Benson really high. He's the Cedric Benson of linebackers. He has 475 tackles in 3 years. Cedric Benson was just a really productive football player at his position. Tyler Atkinson is extremely productive football player. I mean, 196 tackles as a sophomore. It's a crazy number. 166 last year. That's playing the highest level of competition in Georgia. I mean, they are dudes playing against dudes. And look at his closing speed. It's just elite. I mean, it's just elite closing speed. He's a pass rusher, too. He grew up playing edge. Brooks Austin talked about that. Then they moved him to linebacker at Grayson his freshman year. Family's originally from North Carolina. I believe they moved in 6th or 7th grade. So he's not a kid that grew up in the state of Georgia, which we've talked about. And there's kids in Texas that haven't grown up in Texas. But this guy's a tremendous football player. No brainer, 5-star for us at On Texas Football. I'll let the rest of the industry argue incorrectly about whether he is or not.
Hey, we'll take questions from the audience as we always do on Talking Ball on Monday nights. But first, I want to say thank you to Dr. Brett Robin at Austin's Orthopedic Institute for sponsoring Monday night's Talking Ball and On Texas Football. Dr. Robin, a former Longhorn running back, number 25, by the way, in your program, knows what it takes to stay in the game, and he's here for athletes of all ages, specializing in musculoskeletal health. Dr. Robin treats joint pain and injuries with a conservative approach first, but also offers advanced surgical options, including arthroscopic procedures, fracture management, and total joint replacements. With convenient offices in Austin, Georgetown, and Killeen, Dr. Robin is accepting new patients now. If you're looking for a top-notch orthopedic, give Dr. Robin a call, 512-856-1000. That's 512-856-1000. Get back to your active lifestyle and doing what you love. That's Dr. Brett Robin, the former Longhorn player. All right, we're going to take y'all's questions. We'll start with this one. Living rent-free. Chad Simmons and Steve Wiltfong both logged picks for Texas to land Tyler Atkinson tomorrow and Derek Cooper over the weekend. Sark said enough is enough. So, look, if you've been following On Texas Football the last couple of times, I've said this from the outset, or from starting about 6 days ago. I expect Texas to end the month of July with 20 to 21 commitments. They're currently at 18. I expect 2 to 3 more. We'll see what happens with Atkinson and Cooper. Atkinson, again, is tomorrow. Cooper is on Sunday. Those are as good of players at their positions as anybody in the country. Atkinson, the top player in the state of Georgia. Cooper, in my opinion, it's either him or Xavier Crowell as the best player in the country, or maybe the Savion.
Yeah, there's the 3. Yeah,
but my point being, these are elite, big-time recruits that Texas is after. People were wondering, when was Texas going to bite? When was Sark going to try to kind of push the chips to the middle? I think he's doing that right now, and I think that those guys are big-time prospects for Texas and ones that they want. So as Sark said, enough is enough, in your opinion, Jerry. And it's not just Sark. It's the Texas staff as a whole, obviously, making these decisions. But your thought on whether or not Sark had said enough is enough.
Yeah, look, we'll see what happens again, but I've remained the same. I expect a 5th straight top 5 level class, and I've not backed off it. I'm not backing off of it, and there's no reason to back off of it. And it's Sark's production, his staff's production since the 2022 class, and then to where we are presently. Samari Matthews kicked Texas into the top 10, and they're knocking on the door, and we'll see what comes of the next 6 days. But I certainly have not backed off that I think Texas will sign a 5th straight top 5 class and level class. Could that mean they end up 6, 5, 4, potentially? Could they end up 3 or 2? We'll see down the road. But I've never wavered on that, and Sark's never given me a reason to waver on that. In fact, the more really highly ranked prospects you're in on, the better chance you have to actually sign a top 5 class. Now the road may get winding, and there may be some potholes, but when you're recruiting that many talented players, all you have to do is win your share, and you're going to be hang around the top 5 every year. And that's where you want to be. And then you got to develop said players.
Slick Rick, thank you for the super chat, bud. Tyler Atkinson had a workout at Collective. That's an Austin area workout place with Jeremy Hills and other alums, including Derek Johnson. How much of an impact is that on his recruitment, and knowing he has all that support? Texas is the best fit to build the TAT up brand. What do you think, Jerry?
I think people will overrate that, honestly, if he picks Texas. Look, Georgia's had the great, unbelievable linebackers, right? So I think that's will be overrated by people. I don't think if he picks Texas, that's going to be the main reason why.
What do you think will be the main reason?
I think it will be NIL and opportunity.
Yeah, I think that Texas has shown development of linebackers. I think that having an Anthony Hill leave next year,
Yeah.
and from an opportunity standpoint, is huge. I really do. All right, this is from Joshy Manning, father of one. Guys, I was in my kitchen looking for a sweet treat. I looked in my fridge and I found the biggest and juiciest Georgia peach. No coincidence. Look, don't get ahead of yourself. Everything still has to happen. And Texas is in good shape here, but Georgia's a vaunted competitor. So are Clemson. So is Ohio State. He announces tomorrow at noon Central on the Pat McAfee show. By the way, if you're seeing Pat McAfee right now, he's actually in Atlanta, but Tyler Atkinson is going to Indianapolis tomorrow to be on that show live because McAfee is going back to Indianapolis for a show tomorrow. So, interesting days ahead. The Longhorns trying to get this one done with Tyler Atkinson at this point.
Yeah, I want to answer this one real quick. John, Bobby Jerry, what impact will Will Muschamp leaving Georgia have? Zero. He's been gone for a while. It was just announced. He left right after the season. He's been living at his lake house in Columbia, South Carolina. He just wants to spend his Saturdays at Vanderbilt games with his son. So no impact at all with Will Muschamp leaving Georgia. He wasn't really involved this last year. He would come in on Monday, Tuesday, kind of watch film, give some thoughts, maybe help a little with the game plan, but he wasn't even at Georgia games on Saturday. So he's been pretty much removed for a year now in a day-to-day basis, and he's been gone for a while. It was just announced yesterday for whatever reason. I don't know.
Just a reminder, get your questions in. We're going to go to the top of the hour tonight. And from there, we'll be back in the morning on Coffee and Football. This episode brought to you by our friend Dr. Brett Robin over at Austin Orthopedic Institute. Jerry, let's keep going down the list. Joe Z, one of your favorites, says, how are the SEC media days going, gentlemen? It's always good that first day, Jerry, to get back.
Diego Pavia is about 5'10 and a half, 195 for those wondering.
Yeah, he's 5'10. I would agree, but he looks like the future UFC champ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
a lot of bark and fight in that dog. But he is the shorter than listed. That's one thing. Lenora Sellers is the opposite. Like, he walked by and you're like, I need to be really big and strong and physical and fast to tackle that guy. That was my thought there. Lenora Sellers looked really, really good physically. He's going to be a load. Diego Pavia is all heart and guts, man, because when that body, look, he's strong, but just with that frame, that what he's doing, what he did in the SEC last year and actually stayed healthy, everybody's going to be nicked up as kind of a hat tip to his toughness.
I enjoyed just seeing some people again because you can say, but yeah, Craig Way was great today. I mean, but when you get back and see everybody else getting in gear, getting ready to go, it tells you that football's right around the corner, man. That's the thing for me that I really enjoy. Saw Feinbaum today, and the whole 9 yards. Greg Sankey's over there, talking about stuff. It's just fun, and so we're having a good time here. Tomorrow, Steve Sarkisian, Jerry's already mentioned this. He goes to the mic in the afternoon. Kirby Smart is in the morning, I think around 10 a.m. We'll have him. So it should be a good afternoon tomorrow as well. Not only is Sark going, but also Arch Manning, obviously, as well as Michael Taff and Anthony Hill will be there too. Lock and Horn says, how many corn dogs are going down at Chateau OTF in Atlanta? If you're unfamiliar with what they're talking about here, there's 6 of us here this week, and we are all staying in the same VRBO this weekend. So Jerry and I are actually in different parts of the same house right now. I don't know that we bought corn dogs from the Walmart. It's Zaxby's tonight. So we'll see it. Oh, wait, CJ and I are picking up corn dogs and mayo tomorrow. That's from Matthew. Good job, Matt.
Good.
All right.
I'm in.
I was unaware.
Get an oatmeal cream pie for Hump Day with Hills too.
There you go. I love it. Let's go to this one. How big was DJ in Tyler's recruitment? Was he a factor, or
I think if Atkinson picks Texas, I think it'll be overrated by people. And that's not a knock. It's just look,
Georgia had guys go to
NIL rules today, people. NIL rules today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on a second. I'm getting. All right, here we go. This one from Tyler Sledge. Crazy to think about, but would he be an upgrade from Anthony Hill? He's different, isn't he?
He's a Mike. He's more of a Mike.
Yeah, more of a middle linebacker. Anthony Hill is more of a disruptor. He's a bigger bodied guy. I think the analog or I really think the guy that you compare Tyler Atkinson to, and I know it's sacrilege somewhat in Texas circles, is Derek Johnson. I mean, they're both long and they just are tackling machines.
Yeah.
Now, does he run as well as Derek Johnson? I don't know.
He's not running 10-6 and 100 meters probably.
Yeah, right? But my point is that's the type of player that those are the comparisons. Ant Hill is really, really talented. He's more of a pass rush edge outside guy it's just a different type of guy. So I don't think it's necessarily an upgrade. It's just a different linebacker. Like he would be playing you're doing this to me, Matt, over here in the corner. You're causing me to stumble over my words. Come on now. This is a good family show. All right. My point being, Jerry, is that I would see him playing Leon Galafau's position as opposed to an Anthony Hill's position type of thing. All right. This is from Austin Eddy. Question: what is the catalyst that clarifies the NIL paying a player's salary cap? Is it a lawsuit by a player denied payment, or what is the believed catalyst for clarity? The most recent one was I think it was a swimmer by the last name of House that asked for some sort of payment and was denied it. Austin Eddy, I can't give you that. Look up House versus the NCAA is what I tell you, and Google that and get more clarity on the genesis of that. I don't have it off the hand. Zane Petty, Jerry, how are we looking for Derek Cooper?
We can play the tape for the 80th time. Hey, you know what? Hey, Matthew, see if you can find his freshman huddle. See if you can find Derek Cooper's freshman huddle tape. You want to see a freshman huddle? Woo. Look, 6 days is a long time in recruiting. I posted on TexasFootball.com this morning some thoughts, and I had some percentages over there on that, and nothing's changed. I think it is Texas or Miami. I don't think it's Ohio State. I don't think it's Georgia. Just like with Tyler Atkinson, it's Texas or Georgia. Oregon and Clemson may have a hat at the table, but it's Texas and Georgia. And I think Derek Cooper's Texas and Miami. And I'm not sure Miami feels great about it right now, but we'll see. Hey, 5 days until decision day. Things change.
Fair question here. Is he the same position as Bo Barnes? This is from King Kunta.
No, I think Bo Barnes is more in the Anthony Hill position.
He's a bigger bodied.
Yeah. I think Atkinson is more the middle, is more of a Mike backer. He plays Mike backer. He's played it for years for Grayson. He's a guy who can make all the calls. They can trust him pre-snap. I think he's a Mike.
Got it. All right. This one from Zane also. Bobby, I'm giving you props. You guys have done a great job covering the cycle as I've been freaking out. Look, I tried to explain this when all of these Texas was missing out on these big name players or quasi big name players. And I tried to explain it. Texas is going to lose some recruitments. They are not going to be competitive in the NIL space in every recruitment, though. And those were being chalked up as losses. Well, maybe they are a loss because you wanted someone, but someone else offered a obscene amount of more money. That's not really a head-to-head loss. There were some that were head-to-head losses, and Texas is continuing to recruit those players, by the way. So we'll see where that all ends up. But my point being, Texas is don't think just because there's a hat on the table that says Texas, all things are equal these days with NIL and other aspects of recruiting. Like, look, I mean, there's one player that wanted to be the only one of something committed to a team or the only position, and that that wasn't agreed upon. And so I think there's a lot of little nuances like that we're not going to. I mean, we can't go into, but it's important to keep your head about yourself.
But also, this is why I want to say this too, because I'm you guys know I'm real about this stuff. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Florida made some big offer for Kendall Gerville and took him from Texas, and not say the same thing if Tyler Atkinson picks Texas. So all the other stuff is overrated. If the Derek Johnson stuff, all that stuff's fun to talk about, but let's be real.
Yeah, you're good. You're good, Jerry. Justin Yarbrough, will the Texas crew only be in Atlanta for the day? And who do y'all look forward to speaking with the most? Most doesn't have to be a Texas guy. Well, that's from Justin Yarbrough. Thanks, Justin. We'll be here through Thursday. Actually, very appropriately, SEC Media Days closes with Texas A&M on Thursday afternoon, in my opinion. But Jerry will be here all week. Who are you most looking forward to speak to? Is it Arch Manning, Jerry, for you? Is it Pavia was good today, I thought.
Yeah. So for me, it's actually Anthony Hill. Oh. And here's why. Because I think people will ask him, if people are listening, here's what I want to know. What does he think of Ty Anthony Smith? What does he think of Bo Barnes? What does he think of Lance Jackson? What does he think of Justice Terry? All those questions about these young linebackers is what I want. I don't feel like I need to hear about the Texas defense from Anthony Hill. I don't think I need to hear on the Texas team that we know. What is it we could find out about the young players we may not know? Michael Taft, what is he going to say about Jonah Williams tomorrow? Is a big one for me. What's Taft going to say about Jonah Williams? Because he's going to be asked. What's he going to say about Jonah Williams? What about some of these younger guys that we don't hear about as much? Or what are some of their thoughts now midway through summer workouts?
I love Michael Taft. He's probably going to give you a coach speak answer. Right? Now, Anthony Hill's more likely to give you a off-the-cuff answer. I guarantee you Michael Taft's going to play it down the middle, so to speak. I would say this as well. One of the guys I'm looking forward to talking to and meeting is John Mateer, the quarterback at OU. I think I want to see what he kind of has in his makeup. I've heard it's really good stuff. Like people think he's a winner type of guy. I want to see exactly what Texas is going to be going up against in October in the Cotton Bowl. So that would probably be the one for me, Justin, that I'm looking forward to. Scott Sturgeon, thanks for the super chat, Scott. Who are your 3 must-gets left for this class? I wrote something last week on what I thought Texas needed in this recruiting cycle. I don't think there's just 3 players as much as it is positions of need that they want elite players at. And this is the list for me. And Jerry, please feel free to chime in or if you want to add something as I go through them. I think they need a big time running back. I've been saying that for a week now. And I've said that before this as well. So I think they need a big time running back. I think they need a tight end. I don't think that's a must get. And the reason I don't think so is because I think Texas likes both of their true freshman tight ends right now in Emory Winston as well as Nick Townsend. Along at wide receiver, I don't think there is one, but they would take a game breaker and will continue to recruit a game breaker in a guy like Jalen Lott. Okay, now he's committed to Oregon, but Texas is going to continue recruiting. Along the offensive line, they need another offensive tackle in this class. They have 3 players right now committed in Turntine, John Turntine III, as well as Max Wright and Nick Robertson. Wright and Robertson project more in the interior. So who is Texas going to continue to go at? Jerry, you've mentioned multiple times Texas continuing to recruit Malachi Lee. So that's it on offense. I'll save defense. Jerry, any comments on the offensive side of the ball first?
Well, I think the 3 must gets. I mean, look, I may be a little different. I think Tyler Atkinson at linebacker, whether it was him or Xavier Griffin, would be one for me, and they're a little different. Derek Cooper or running back? Yes. Xavier Crowell, Derek Cooper, you name those guys. And then if you told me to pick a third, I'll tell you the hidden recruitment that I think is really big is Devon Benjamin.
And
here's why I say that on Benjamin. When he made an unofficial visit to Texas, and CJ and I were both standing there, and we were talking to somebody, and they said that was the smartest defensive back on the board that's visited Texas in the Sark era. I mean, think about the defensive backs that have come through Texas on visits. For that to be the word out of that was Devon Benjamin's the best on the board of any DB they've recruited. I mean, all you got to do is look at the list. That is really high praise for a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So maybe him for me, because he may be that Jahdae Barron mind type of defensive back.
And I will say that doesn't. I mean, John
Caden Sankey, that's funny.
Well, John Turntime was a must get for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so
absolutely.
Scott's talking about the left part. I mean, what's left? Not necessarily the guys already. The 18 players committed to Texas. Defensively, I think Texas still is looking for at least one interior defensive lineman. They want, and I think they want a really good to great player there. They don't want just another guy to fill a roster spot. This is a guy that they're looking to really match with some guys they already have. And then also, you mentioned edge, Jerry. I think they want one more edge. They don't want just to go in with Richard Wesley, although Richard Wesley is a hell of a player. They need two because they're losing both Ethan Burke next year as well as Trey Moore most likely. So we'll see how that goes because they want to keep that pipeline fresh. Linebacker you mentioned, and then Jerry, I think safety. They're going big game hunting in the secondary period at this point. I mean, whether that's Benjamin or somebody else. So that's my group of guys. I guess. Thanks, Scott, for the super chat. I want to say thank you real quick to our sponsor. Again, we're going to go to the top of the hour here tonight. I want to say special thanks one more time to our sponsor, Dr. Brett Robin, the former Longhorn running back at Austin Orthopedic Institute, for sponsoring On Texas Football. Dr. Robin knows what it takes to stay in the game, and he's here for athletes of all ages, specializing in musculoskeletal health. Dr. Robin treats joint pain and injuries with a conservative approach first, but also offers advanced surgical options, including arthroscopic procedures, fracture management, and total joint replacements. With convenient offices in Austin, Georgetown, and Killeen, Dr. Robin is accepting new patients now. If you're looking for a top-notch orthopedic, give Dr. Robin a call, 512-856-1000. That's 512-856-1000. And get back to your active lifestyle and doing what you love. All right, next question up. Derek Best has one for us here. What are the most likely to be fixed for next year? Red zone woes, third quarter woes. You guys are the best. What we talked a little bit today with the new Senior Bowl director, Drew Fabianche. I think is how you say his last name. He was the former general manager of West Virginia last year.
Yeah.
And that means he was Neil Brown's general manager, as well as Chad Scott's general manager, the running back coach came over. We asked him, where will Neil Brown help Texas? And I asked him specifically about the QB run game that West Virginia has utilized. And, Jerry, he was just effusive in his praise for Neil Brown from an offensive game planning perspective. He said this was an interesting part. He really said Brown did a great job of mismatches, finding mismatches, and then really honing in on what those were for a team. And maybe that is what Texas could do. But I have to think that they'll be better in red zone in 2025. Yeah. I have to.
Look, the other interesting thing that the Senior Bowl director said was Chad Scott used to do the scripts on offense for games. Yep. That was interesting too. So him and Neil Brown are on the same page about a lot of things. So I'm going to go with a little change in the run game, more gap power, And I think that's going to lead to red zone success plus quarterback with mobility.
All right.
I want to answer this one. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jose Rodriguez. You guys get to see guys up close and personal. Who's the most physically imposing player you've seen? I don't know that we saw one that was just physically imposing.
I think he means all time. I think he means all time.
Oh.
In high school, it's Leonard Davis to this day. I mean, how many guys are 6'6", 340 with no body fat?
He had a little bit of body fat.
I mean, he's from Wortham. He's going to have a little. I mean, but it's.
I would say this. I'll go the most. So Leonard was definitely one of them. He was.
Adrian Peterson was.
He was a good. Think with Leonard, he was a good 15 years ahead of his time from a size perspective.
Yeah, naturally.
The one that still to this day gets me is DJ Fluker.
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, the first time I met DJ, he shook my hand and his fingers went past my wrist.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. This is, and what is he, 6? I don't know what he came in at the combine, 6'7", 350. I mean, he was just, and he was bigger than that in high school. He did lose some weight.
I'll tell you another one, and he messed it all up. But when you just walked out and saw, well, there was 2 guys in the same class. Robert Kimdichie was the same guy. Robert Kimdichie, when he walked up to you on a field, you were like, wow, that's a first-round pick. And he messed it all up. That guy was a little different for sure. So, yeah, I mean, those would be some guys off the top of my head.
What was the question you wanted to answer, Jerry? I'll let you take the.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. That was, where was this question? Hold on. Craig Johnson. How does Tyler Atkinson compare to Malik Jefferson when Jefferson was at Mesquite Poteet? No knock on Malik Jefferson. They aren't even in the same stratosphere for me. Like Malik Jefferson physically looked good, but Malik didn't have long arms. And Malik, despite his testing numbers, didn't really turn with reactive quickness necessarily. Tyler Atkinson, a total different level player. I mean, I don't even think they're in the same stratosphere, period.
Wow. All right. That is Jerry Hamilton. Jerry, really random question. Did you ever meet Lance Jackson's dad?
He played basketball at A&M.
He's like 4 to 5 inches taller than Lance and Landon.
Yeah. He was a basketball player at Texas A&M. He's about 6'7", 6'8". So you're spot on, Jay Lee. 6'8", I think is what he is. He is a tall guy.
All right. Lock and Horn says, for the Hellman's fun, appreciate you guys. That's thank you so much. Jerry will be the guy that takes care of that for us. Happy to say that. Sean McCumber. Dylan Moses' 8th grade tape was pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
If you want to see some other pretty crazy tape, go look at Derek Cooper's 9th grade tape. Go look at Tyler Atkinson's 9th grade tape.
Yeah.
Just go on Huddle, do a little searching. If you're one of those film junkies and likes to look at that kind of stuff, do us all a favor and make sure you take that chance. All right, here we go. Sports Masochist. Would you rather have hit on the majority of our targets but miss on Atkins and Cooper or our current situation? I don't think. Here's the problem. You're going to miss on the majority of your targets anyways. You brought so many guys in. So it's not a fair comparison. Right. Texas, like I said, Texas lost some guys that they wanted. Okay, they did. But and I've tried to preach this. It's not about who you lose. It's about who you get in recruiting. It always has been, and it always will be. So if you lose, for example, a Xavier Crowell, but you get a Derek Cooper, you may end up better. You know what I mean? And so that's how this works. It's not one for one. It just doesn't work that way. So that's my opinion on that, Sports Masochist. All right, John, guys, can you comment on OU's recruiting struggles this cycle? I believe they have mostly 3-stars and rank in the 30s. Is this financial issues or what? Jerry, you want to mention this or you want me to take this?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I have the answer, honestly, to that. They're not bringing in Their official visit list looks nothing like Texas and Georgia.
Yeah.
So they aren't even in the ballpark on those guys. Now, I'm not sure I actually know the reason why.
They're saying what Jim Nagy, their GM, is saying is they're trying to extract more value out of 3 and 4 stars that are maybe lower ranked than even trying to go up against the Texases and Georgias and Ohio States for high dollar players. So they're trying to create a roster. They're trying to play money ball, what they believe is money ball.
Yeah.
I think Texas and some other schools are trying to be the Yankees. And so we'll see how that works out. I mean, I don't know what the in-depth answer is going to be there, although I like where Texas sits right now, given the two programs' trajectory overall. Victor Abundis, any update on Derek Williams, Jerry? Will he be ready for Ohio State? Jerry, I look at this and I try to tell people he is still recovering from a knee injury. He is back on the field. He is going through things. He tore his ACL. He's going to be back. I don't know if he will be completely ready for Ohio State. I think he's going to try to be ready, though. I think he's got a much better chance of being ready than Cedric Baxter.
Yeah.
That's about the best way I can put it. All right, we have time for one more question. Josie says, Bobby or Jerry, either you going to be on the Paul Feinbaum show at all? I have not talked to Paul about that. I briefly said hi today, and that was it. So I don't know that either of us will be on. Have you gotten anything from him, Jerry, at all?
I have not.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think so, Josie, unless they ask us to, and then we'll definitely be there. All right, Jerry, before we get going, we got to wrap this up here at the top of the hour. The food is here for Chateau OT.
Hey, Josie, I'm not eating tonight. I'm doing an almost fasting day. So,
Before we wrap up, the big news this afternoon, Tyler Atkinson, linebacker out of Grayson, Georgia, announced that he will be making his decision live on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow at 12 Eastern, so 11 Central. We will absolutely be here for that and hope to have an update for you guys as that comes available. We'll be tracking that as well. So, all right, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks again to Dr. Brett Robin. Thanks to Jerry Hamilton, as well as our producer, Matt Atkinson. We will see you guys again bright and early in the morning. Coffee and Football starts around 8:15 Central. You guys have a good one. Hook 'em horns.